It is true that the ancient Romans liked to feed their dead ancestors through little tubes. There is a long tradition of ancient Mediterranean cultures, Egyptians, Greeks, Phoenicians, pouring libations, usually wine, onto the ground on top of a grave or next to it. But the Romans, they had to take it a step further, didn't they? Instead of just pouring a bit of wine onto the grave and then sharing it amongst the living, the Romans constructed little tubes by which they would feed the dead, because the tube went straight down into the grave, and the ancient Romans would pour food or wine or water into these little tubes to feed the deceased person. These little tubes would be made out of terracotta or wood or lead. This practice would continue at various points during the year. Not every grave had its own little feeding tube. However, the feeding tube kind of transcended class systems. It makes sense that the wealthy and the high status Romans would have had these little tubes, because why not? But you could also be like a poor child and might have a tube. And that's on Romans being extra.